Now we are going to create path parameter. So what is the path parameter? A path parameter is a variable part of the URL. We use it to send the data through the URL itself. Okay, let's see how to create path parameter. Now I am going to create another file inside the basic folder. Okay, I have syntax.py and this is a b underscore path parameter.py. Now we are going to write code for path parameter. Okay, so I need to minimize this. Okay, in this file path parameter I am going to write code. Okay, I need to close this. Okay, so here I'm going to import again from FastAPI. From FastAPI, f should be small. Okay, FastAPI. I'm going to import. I'm going to import what? I'm going to import FastAPI. Okay, so here we import the FastAPI from the FastAPI package. I already explained this. Okay, and here I'm going to create our app instance. Okay, that is app equals to FastAPI. Oh, break it. Okay, so this line create our FastAPI application. This one. Okay, everything in this app will be attached to this app. Okay, after this what I'm going to create, I'm going to create decorator. So our decorator is like this app.get. Okay, here I'm going to pass the path parameter. This is very important. Okay, so here app.get, inside this I need to pass in quotes. Okay, here I'm going to pass users. Okay, here slash, again I'm going to pass in bracket, curly bracket. Okay, user id, and here I'm going to pass orders. Okay, orders, here I'm going to pass what? Order id. Okay, so here this is our what? Here user id, and order id is the path parameter. Okay, when I open this, what? User id, for example I have this URL, like when I'm going to open this users slash file and orders slash what? 20. So here we can see I need to comment this. Okay, so here in FastAPI automatically take 5 as a user id. Okay, 5 is the user id and order id, that is 20. Okay, I hope you got it. The value, I mean the value come from the URL, not from the request body. Okay, the value come here from the URL, not from the request body. So this is called our path parameter. Path parameter are the variable. Okay, path parameter are variable part of the URL. Okay, path parameter are the variable part of the URL used to pass data. Okay, so here you can see I am going to pass user id and order id. Okay, so it will automatically take 5 is the user and order is the 20 is the order. Okay, so you can also see here I'm going to write here http colon, okay, and slash localhost colon 8000 http localhost colon 8000 user. Okay, so this is the complete URL. Okay, http localhost. Okay, I forget to explain this, what is that http and localhost. Okay, so here http means how browser how browser and server talk. Okay, HTTP means. Okay, and this number 800 is the port number, port where FastAPI is running. Okay, local host means my own computer. Okay, local host means my own computer, and HTTP means how browser and server talk. Okay, and 800 means port number where FastAPI is running. Okay, and user, and this is the user number, user ID, and order number. Okay, so path parameter, what is the path parameter? I hope you got it. The path parameter are the variable part of the URL used to pass the data, variable part of the URL. Okay, so user may be user ID may be 10, user ID may be 11. Okay, so these are the variable part. Path parameter is a variable part of the URL. Okay, okay, and order ID also variable here. So these are the path parameter. Okay, now I am going to create one function, def get order. Here I'm going to pass user ID, this user ID. Okay, so user ID should be in integer. Okay, because we want number. Okay, and order ID should be in number also. So that's why I need to write here integer colon here. Okay, then I can return what I'm going to return here, user ID and order ID. So here I'm going to return user ID colon user ID comma, I am going to return this also. This is in string. Okay, that's why I need to write this in a double quotes. Okay, okay, now it is perfect. Break it also, I have closed, I already closed. Okay, wait a minute. So you can see here, this is our function get order, and I'm passing here user ID and order ID. Okay, so now I am going to run this. Okay, but here FastAPI match the path parameter with the function parameter. Okay, here user ID and order ID are integer. FastAPI automatically validates the type. Okay, if I send a string instead of a number, FastAPI will return an error. Okay, so here like I want to send here integer. Okay, so that's why I put here int. Okay, if you pass here string, then FastAPI will give you error. Okay, so I'm going to run this. Okay, so here I need to close this. Okay, I need to write our file name. What is our file name? File name is this b path parameter. Okay, so here I'm going to run and change here file name. Okay, I'm going to reload. Oh, I got error, could not import. Oh, what happening here? Error import by path manager. Oh, I did mistake, guys. You can't do it. Okay, I also mentioned .py. Okay, so I don't need to mention this. Okay, here I am going to rerun. Okay, I remove this .py. Okay, I just need this file name only, not dot. I don't need .py in here. Okay, so here my file is successful. Now I am going to click here. So here after run this, I'm going to click here. Okay, I'm going to write here /docs. Okay, so I got my first API with path parameter. Okay, so here I'm going to click here. You can see here user ID and order ID. Okay, so here you can see I'm going to click here and try out. Okay, so you can see here I need to fill user ID and order ID. Okay, so even though this is a get API, okay, this is the get API. Swagger UI so input fields here. You can see here Swagger UI so input fields here because the API use path parameter. These fields are not a form; they are used to build the request URL dynamically. In this example, user ID and order ID are the part of the URL path. Okay. So FastAPI values for them. Swagger UI provide the input boxes so you can enter those values and test the endpoint easily. When you click execute, Swagger UI simply convert the input into a URL. So here I'm going to enter user ID, that is 4, and order ID you can put any. Okay, I need to click here execute. Okay, so here I got this URL, this one. Okay, Swagger ID simply convert the input into a URL. Okay, so here you can see I have this my endpoint, and here user ID that is 4 and order ID that is 10. Okay, in its response body you can see here user ID 4 and order ID 10. Okay, so guys, this is our path parameter. Okay, I hope you got it. Now I am going to try path parameter with another case, that is path parameter with the type string. Okay, so here I am going to write here shift at the rate app dot get. Okay, this is the second case. Here in colon I am going to pass slash product. This is the path. Okay, products. Yes, again slash I'm going to pass as an import, that is name. Okay, name should be in string. Okay, name should be in string. Okay, now here I'm going to write path parameter with str. Okay, and here I'm going to define one function, that is product. Here I'm going to pass name of our name should be in string. Okay, if you are pass number here, then it will give you error, any number, or you can say any integer. Okay, and then it will return what? Return product name. So here product underscore name. Product underscore name. Okay, so this is in a string. This is for displaying. Okay, and here I'm going to pass name. This one. Okay, I need to save this. Okay, so should I explain this? Yes. So here you can see our new function, that is here is the path parameter name in string. Okay, FastAPI does not convert this into a number. Okay, it stay with a strings. Okay, or here you can see return product colon name. The value from the URL is written in the response. The value from the URL written in the response. Okay, now I am going to run this. Okay, I just do control S. Okay, oh, where is my URL? This one. I need to refresh this. Oh, you can see I have two APIs now. One is this, okay, and one is this with a string. Okay, so I am going to check this one. Okay, I am going to click here. Okay, check it out or try it out. Okay, here I'm going to fill my name, that is Nidhi. Okay, so here you can see I got here product name, that is Nidhi. Okay, so this is the product name I fill there. Product name, this one. Okay, that it will show there. Okay, product name equals to Nidhi. Okay, name is the variable. Okay, and it should be in string. So here you can see I got 200 product Nidhi HTTP, that is 200 means status is successful. 200 means successful. Okay. Okay, so I got my response in JSON. So path parameter are required. If you remove them from the URL, the API will not work. Path parameter are required. Okay, if you remove them from the URL, the API will not work. Okay, so later we will see the query parameter, which are optional. Path parameter are used when the value is a part of the URL structure, like user ID or product name. Okay, so here you can see I already show you this example with integer. Okay, you can't fill here any string because I kept the field like this. Okay, user ID should be in integer, order ID should be integer. Okay, or here I kept name should be in string. Okay, now I am going to create another file here in this folder basic. Okay, that is C path type.py. Okay, so we are going to learn what kind of path we have. Okay, now I am going to create path type. Okay, I'm going to close this. Okay, here I need to copy and paste this. Okay, I'm going to import FastAPI from FastAPI. Okay, and here this is the app instance. Okay, first of all I'm going to create a static path. Okay, here I need to define static. Okay, so here I'm going to create app.get one function with app. This is not function. Okay, this is app.get. I'm going to create here get API. Okay, here I'm going to create path. Okay, hello, and here I'm going to write /world, WORLD, world. Okay, now I am going to define one function, that is static underscore route. Okay, here I am going to return what? Define static route. I'm going to return inside this message should be in double quotes. Okay, and here colon, I need to write colon here, and here I'm going to write this is a static route. Okay, oh, okay, app.get hello world. So 1 minute, define static route, return. Okay, I forget to put colon here. Okay, so this is our static route. You can see here, this is the static route. URL is fixed. Here you can see hello world. It will work only for hello world. Okay, here you can see it will work only for hello world. If you are going to change the URL, it will not work. Okay, so here you can see this is the function static route, and it will return this is the static route. Okay, and now we can define here another dynamic route. So here after static route, I need to write code for dynamic route. Static route means fixed. Okay, this is fixed. And dynamic route means we can change, or it can be flexible. Okay, so here we can write like this. Okay, if you are passing anything as a name in URL, okay, this will be so URL. Okay, so here define dynamic route. Okay, I did mistake here. No, I'm doing good. Okay, so here app.get hello and name. Okay, after this I'm going to define one function, that is that is define dynamic route. Okay, here inside this I am going to pass name should be in string. Okay, and here I am going to return in double quotes message, and here I can write hello name. Name here, name is should be dynamic here. Okay, hello name, I mean hello Nidhi. If name equals to Nidhi, okay, hello Nidhi, this is dynamic route. Okay, so here you can see name, this is the path parameter. Okay, this is the decorator of app. Okay, decorator app dot get is our API. Okay, so here hello. Okay, like this. Okay, this is for statics. Okay, here I'm going to make it flexible, so that's why I use like this. Okay, this is the input. Okay, if you can give any name here. Okay, and this is fixed, we can't change it, but here we can give like a hello Rahul, hello Nidhi, hello Suraj, hello Priya, hello Pinky, hello Angel Priya, whatever. Okay, so here you can see whatever the value I pass in the URL. Okay, whatever the value I pass in the URL become the name variable. Okay, whatever the value I pass in the URL, it become the name variable. Okay, so static, this is our static statics path is a fixed, it has fixed URL. Okay, and you can see here dynamic, I mean this one, dynamic route has flexible, or you can say dynamic route accept value from the URL flexible. Flex, I mean route, dynamic route accept a value from the URL. Okay, I mean it is a flexible or it is a fixed. Okay, you cannot change its path. Okay, if you are going to change the URL, then it will not work. Okay, here you can change anything. I hope you got it. Now we are going to run this. Okay, I'm going to rerun. Okay, so here I use this. I'm going to open this. Okay, here I can write doc like this. No, we have different file. Okay, we need to change file name. Sorry, I forget. I need to close this. Okay, actually I use different file. So here I need to write list ls. So this is the file name C path. I need to copy this file name. Okay, and I need to change here in this command. Okay, here. In place of this, I'm going to paste it. Okay, now I'm going to run this error. 1 minute. App, what is the error? App not found. 1 minute. What is the error? In this code I did mistake. Okay, I forget no route in first static path. I also forget the slash, and here I also forget the slash. Okay, this is our static path, or it is our dynamic. Okay, so here like like this. Okay, so this is our URL. Okay, and hello, this is our hello. Okay, and name. So for example, you are going to static path, you are going to use static path. Okay, hello world. So your URL should be like this. Okay, like this. This is our URL. 800 8000 port, and this is for local, and hello this is, and this is world. Okay, if you are going to change URL, it cannot be work. Okay, and for dynamic, this is for dynamic. Okay, so for dynamic I have URL like this. Okay, we can change here name anything like Nidhi. Okay, because it is dynamic. Nidhi, Ramesh, Suresh, whatever. Okay, now 1 minute. I'm going to close this. I'm going to rerun. Okay, now I am going to open. I'm going to write it docs. Okay, this is our static, this is our static path. Hello world, static route. Okay, if you are go here and you can check here. Okay, so this is a static route. Okay, I already provided message that it is a static route. Here, this is a static route. Okay, and you can see here, this is my, this is the response body and this is the request URL. Okay, this is the URL, or you can say hello world. Okay, so we have this. Okay, and this is for local and this is for port number. Okay, and we are going to check this dynamic route. So here I can enter any name. I'm going to try it out like Rahul. Oh Rahul, I'm going to enter this. Okay, so here you can see URL like this. It is going, it is not working. Wait a minute. So guys, you can see here this is wrong. I am giving here Rahul, but URL not change. It is like name. Okay, here you can see hello. Here should be Rahul, but it is giving variable name. This is a dynamic route. We need to fix this. Okay, so here I give space, but we can't give space here. Okay, now we can check again. Okay, I need to go here. I'm going to rephrase it. Okay, then I am going to use, I'm going to write Rahul. You can see here now I got Rahul here in URL. So here you can see this is our URL. We can change the name. Okay, so hello Rahul, this is a dynamic route, or you can change it with Uma. Okay, now you can see I got Uma here. Okay, this one, hello Uma, this is dynamic route, but in this we have static routes. Okay, hello world, we can't change. Okay, when you are going to change the URL, yeah, when you are going to change the URL, what, this will not work. Okay, because it is static. This is the static route. I hope you got it. Okay, after finishing path, we are going to move here in query parameter. I need to close this. Okay, I need to save this. Okay, then I can save this. Okay, so here I am going to create one file, that is query parameter. D query parameters.py. Okay, so here, where is my file, guys? Okay, I do not create here. I need to create here. PyCatch. I can't use in PyCatch. Okay, so here I got our query parameter.py. Okay, so here you can see PyCatch. We don't have any query parameter file. Okay, after some time, um, like after running the code by using query parameter, I got one file like this. Okay, I will explain after some time this folder. Okay, so here I'm going to create code for query parameter. Now we are going to understand query parameter. Okay, here query parameters. Okay, so query parameter are extra data we send after the URL. Query parameter are the extra data we send after the URL. They always start with a question mark. Okay, so here I'm going to write this. Okay, I am going to comment it. Comment. I'm going to do comment. Okay, so here this is our like query parameter key, because they start after the question mark. They always start with a question mark. Okay, here this one is our query parameter. Here you can see in this end point I have item name. This is also query parameter. Okay, so query parameter are extra data we send after the URL. Okay, and here query parameter equals to path parameter plus query parameter together. So I'm writing one example here. Okay, so here I need to copy these two lines. I am going to import this line here. Okay, I'm going to import FastAPI from FastAPI. I'm going to write a variable name app equals to FastAPI. Okay, instead of FastAPI. Okay, now I am going to create one program for query parameter. Okay, so this is the format: route question mark key equals to value. Okay, so here I'm going to create decorator app dot get is the API. Here I'm going to define one path. Okay, that is item. Okay, and here I'm going to define one function get underscore item. Here I'm going to write name is equals to name should be in string. Okay, colon, and here I'm going to return search for SEARCH searched for. Okay, it should be in quotes, double quotes. Okay guys, okay, after this I'm going to write here name. Okay, so I'm going to return here search for name. Okay, so here name is the query parameter. This name is the query parameter. Okay, it is not the part of the URL path. Okay, so here you can see I have written name. Okay, so in FastAPI, whatever we return from a function become the API response. FastAPI convert Python data into JSON automatically. Now I am going to run this. Okay, so here you can see file name, this D query parameters. Okay, and here colon app. Okay, so this is the app instance of FastAPI. Okay, and here I'm going to reload it again. Error in reloading. Error loading SCI app could not import module D. Okay, I did one mistake here. Actually, I am in not in correct folder. Okay, so first of all, I need to enter inside the folder, and here I'm going to reload. I'm going to click on this button. Okay, here I'm going to search. Okay, so this is our first query parameter path. You can see here get item. Okay, so here I am going to write name, that is Nidhi. Okay, so here you can see query parameter after the question. I mean, it has question mark. Okay, we can send data like this with the help, I mean, with question marks. Okay, so query parameter come after the question mark. Okay, so name is the query parameter and path parameter come inside the URL. Okay, so this is our query parameter after the question mark, and this is path parameter item. Okay, path parameter identified the resource and query parameter filter the data. Okay, path parameter is required and query parameter is optional here. Okay, I'm repeating again, query parameter come after the question mark. Okay, I hope you got it. Now you can see response search for Nidhi. Okay, so whatever you written here I written search here name. Okay, you can see here in the Swagger documentation. Where is our Swagger documentation? Here. Okay, this one. I think you already know about the return. Okay, because you already know Python. And you can see here I got 200. 200 means successful. Okay, if I got error, it will give you this error 404 not found. Okay. Now I am going to write code for multi-query parameter. Okay, so here I am going to define one decorator app.get. Here inside this I need to write path like this, products. Okay, and here I am going to define get product. Get product means our function name, that is get product. Okay, here inside this function I am going to pass two parameters. One is category. Okay, cat means category. Okay, category should be in string. Okay, and I'm going to pass price. Price should be in integer. Okay, because price should be in integer. Here I need to put columns. Okay, and here I'm going to return what? This. Okay, so here it is category. Okay, so here I'm going to return category equals to cat, this one. Okay, and price equals to this is the price, and price equals to this one. Okay guys, so here you can see before I use only one query parameter, here I am going to use multiple, that is category and price. Okay, so you can see here our URL should be like this. Okay, localhost 800,000 is a port, and here you can see product. Okay, this is our product. Okay, and after product I have question mark. After question mark I have query parameter, that is category, and category equals to mobile. Okay, name of the product, I mean product equals product, and category is equals to mobile, and price equals to 1000. Okay, so category is mobile and price equals to 1000. Okay, so we will see it. Okay, after control S we need to go there and check. I am going to refresh it. Okay, so now I have two endpoint. Okay, first is this and second is this. I am going to check again this. Okay, I'm going to pass here Uma. Okay guys, here you can see I have Uma. Okay, and this is the query parameter after question mark. Here this is our URL. Okay, this is for local, and this is port, and here item question mark name equals to Uma. Okay, so you can see here, this is our path item, and here after item I got my name, that is Uma. Okay, item name equals to Uma. Now we can search here for multiple product. Okay, so here we can check this. Okay, so here I'm going to fill category equals to anything, you can give anything. I'm giving mobile. Okay, and its price is 6,600. Okay, it's a Geo phone. Okay, so you can see here we got multiple query parameter inside this URL. Okay, you can see here HTTP, localhost, port, product name, product. Okay, so product is what I already show you. Product means this path. Okay, and here I got category equals to mobile phone and price equals to 600. Okay, okay, I hope you got it. It is already written by us in this file. Okay, category equals to category, price equals to price. Okay, I hope you got it. This is for multiple category and this is for single category here. Okay, now we are going to understand request. So request body means sending JSON data to the API. Sending your JSON data to the API. This is mostly used with post request. Okay, and what is pydantic? Pydantic. Okay, we are going to use pydantic also here. So pydantic is used for data validation in Python, or you can say we can use it also in a FastAPI. Pydantic is used for data validation in FastAPI. It checks data type and rejects the wrong input. Okay. Now here we can see in request.py file e underscore request.py file. Okay, so here request body means sending JSON data to the API. Okay, so sending data by using post request. I am going to send data by using post request. Okay, in dictionary we can send like this. Okay, in response you got these things, name equals to Johan and age equals to 22. So here you can see here we are going to send data by using post API in the JSON form. Okay, so request body means sending JSON data to the API. And what is the pydantic? Pydantic is a Python library used in FastAPI. Okay, pydantic is a Python library used in FastAPI to validate the data. Okay, that is, it is integer or it is a string, it is a boolean. Okay, and convert data to the correct type. Okay, and reject the invalid data, automatically create a JSON schema. So that's why we are going to use pydantic. Okay, I hope you got it. Now I am going to write code here. Okay, so here I'm going to import, I already import FastAPI. Okay, and I'm going to import pydantic. From pydantic I'm going to import base model. Base model are used to validate our data. Okay, and convert data to correct type, reject the invalid data and automatically create JSON schema. Okay, so here you can see variable should be in string. Okay, if you are going to create name, like if you are going to fill, okay, instead of string something else number here, okay, then it will reject. Okay, and here you can see it is integer, age is integer here. Okay, if you are going to enter anything like you are going to enter string, but it will correct this or it will reject the invalid data. Okay, so here this is the class equals to user. Okay, I am going to use base model that it will automatically correct the type of data. Okay, convert data to the correct type. Okay, it is used for convert the data into its correct type. Okay, so name should be in integer and age should be in, sorry, name should be in string and age should be in integer. Okay, so this model define what we expect. Okay, name must be string and age must be an integer. Okay, and here I'm going to create our post API. Post API means if you are going to create something, okay. So here I'm going to define our post API. Okay, so here I'm going to define at the rate app. Okay, app dot post. Here I'm going to pass user. I am going to define create user underscore user. So here user colon user. Okay, so here I'm going to create our post API with the decorator, with this decorator at the rate app dot post. Here user is the path by using slash. Here slash user is the path. Okay, I'm going to create this function and here I'm going to pass user colon user. Here I'm going to write double quotes, sorry, not double quotes, what is it, colon. Okay, here we can like this user. Okay, because I took here this user. Okay, here this is the path and here user equals to this user. Okay, here this user, I'm going to use this class, user class. Okay, that it will correct the data and reject the invalid data. Okay, so here I'm going to return what I'm going to return. Okay, whatever I'm going to return here, it will show in our Swagger document. Okay, here I'm going to write message colon user received. Okay, message equals to user received and comma data. So here data colon user. So message equals to, here I'm going to return two things. Okay, message equals to user receive. Okay, if user receive message, it will say you user receive, and data equals to user. Okay, data equals to user, this one. Okay, so user equals to user, this one. Okay, user equals to user means FastAPI expect JSON in the request body. Okay, it means FastAPI expect JSON in the request body. FastAPI automatically convert JSON into Python object. Okay, so here I'm going to run. So here I'm going to run this file name request request. Okay, I need to copy and here I need to change file name. Now we are going to click here. Okay, I'm going to write docs. Okay, so here you can see our post API. Post API means create. I'm going to create one user. Okay, so here I need to click here and try it out. Okay, so parent, I mean here you can see request body and here post request. Okay, so in Swagger show the request body automatically. Here if you are going to use name, I'm going to fill here. Okay, name Nidhi, age is 89. Okay, name should be in string. Okay, age should be in, sorry, name should be in string, age should be in integer. Okay, I am going to execute this. Okay, so it will create, I mean, I have create user. Okay, so user equals to, here you can see it inside the data in dictionary I got name equals to Nidhi and age equals to 90. Okay, and here I already show you app.post and here user. So this is our user, this one. Okay, this is our local host and this is our 8000 our port. Okay, and this is our user path, this one. Okay, I got message, I got message user receive and data equals to user, or what we have inside the user, name and age. Here name and age. Okay, so here user equals to Nidhi and age equals to 90. Or you can see in response body message. I passed what I passed here in return. I got in, so I got document. Message equals to user receive and data. In data what we have? Inside the data equals to user. Okay, and user equals to these things, name and age. So here I written two things, message and data. So here I got my message, that is user received. Okay, and data equals to, in dictionary, key is name. Okay, and value is Nidhi. Age is key and value is 90. I hope you got it. This is our post request that is used to create something. Okay, or create your data, create your anything, create name, create table, whatever. Okay, so you can change here, you can fill again, or you can try by your own. Okay, you can reset from here, you can cancel. Okay, like this. So post requests do not use query parameter for data, they use request only. Okay, Pydantic protect our API from the bad data, so that's why we use Pydantic. Okay, Pydantic protect our API from the bad data, so that's why we use Pydantic. Now we are going to create a response model. Okay, so here, okay, after closing this, here I am going to create one file, that is request response model. Okay, so now we are going to create code for response model. Okay, we are going to understand what is the response model in FastAPI. So here we are going to understand response model. So far we control input using Pydantic. Now we will control output using a response model. Okay, what is the response model? A response model defines what the API is allowed to return. Extra field are automatically removed. So here I am going to create class, that is user, and base model. Here I am going to pass base model. Okay, so first of all I need to import what these two things. First step to create a Pydantic model, and then here. Okay, so here I import from FastAPI, import FastAPI. Okay, from Pydantic I am going to import base model. Okay, so this is structure of the response. Okay, user response, this one I have class user response. I'm going to pass base model. Okay, for data validation by using Pydantic. Okay, so here I'm going to pass ID, that should be in integer, name should be in string, and email ID should be in string. Okay, so this is structure of the response. Okay, only these field will be sent to the client. Okay, we can send these field only to the client. Okay, so here now after writing response model, okay, I am going to use this response model. Okay, I'm going to create one get API. Okay, app dot get. Okay, here I'm going to pass path. Okay, that is user and user ID. Here I'm going to pass user ID 1, that is it, user ID 1, user number 1. Okay, here in comma I'm going to write response model. Okay, so here response underscore model. Okay, so this is the variable name, RESPONSC, response model equals to, I'm going to write what, user, this one. Okay, user response. Okay, and after this I am going to define what, I'm going to define get user, get underscore user. This is our function name. Okay, I forget to define app instant, app equals to fast API. Okay, after defining user here I need to put columns. Okay, here response model equals to, this is the variable name guys. Okay, I'm going to pass in get request. Okay, so here this is the path user. Okay, and here this is the user number 1, user number 2, user number 3. Okay, and this is the variable name, that is response, that is I'm giving here response, user response. Okay, and this is the function to get user. Okay, and here how do I get user, by using return. Okay, so here user ID equals to 1. Okay, because I already passed in user response ID, name, okay, and email. Okay, ID, name is alias, and email is alias at the rate example.com, and password. Okay, so you can see here I haven't written any password here in user response. Okay, we don't have any password in user response. Okay, but here in return we have password. Okay, so I need to save this by using Control S. Okay, now I am going to check this. Okay, I need to run, what is the file name. Okay, I can check by using this response model. This is our file name. Okay, I'm going to write here Ubicon file name, response model, app, and reload here. Okay, now we can click on this. Okay, here I need to write path, that is Swagger docs. Okay, so here I got my get API. Okay, so user 1, I already said that this is the path. Okay, user 1, this one, user 1. Okay, but here I am going to click here. Okay, here try it out. Okay, I am going to check what we have in user 1. Okay, so I already said that here what we have in user 1, user 1. Okay, that ID is 1. Okay, user ID is 1. I am passing this ID 1 here. Okay, name is alias, email is this one, alias @ example.com, and password 12345. Okay, so here I am going to execute. Okay, so I got this. Wow, ID is 1, name is alias. Okay, and email is alias @ example.com. Okay, so even though we written everything, but where is our password? Okay, I already mentioned password here. Here I mentioned the password. Okay, so even though we written the password, FastAPI remove it because response model does not allow it. Because response model does not allow it. Okay, response model hide your password. Okay, so I hope you got it. Here you can see this is our URL. Okay, this is the path, user, and user number 1. Okay, and this is the information in response body. for user ID 1. Okay, name is alias and email address like this. Okay, and here you can see I got everything successfully, that it will give you like this: user 1 and user ID 1. Okay, and I got 200. It means successful. Okay guys, I hope you got it. Okay, so notice password is not in the response. This is the response model. Okay, response model, this one, password not in the response. Okay, and why it is important? Because request model protect input. Okay, and response model protect output. Request model are used to protect input, and here response model, this is our response model, this is used to protect our output. Okay, some information we don't want in our output like password. Okay, so that's why it is protect the output. We never send password in real API. Okay, I hope you got it. Now we are going to move in what? Dependency.py. Okay, so here I'm going to write code for dependency.py. Dependency. Okay, what is the dependency in FastAPI? So sometime multiple API need the same data. Sometime multiple API needs the same data. Okay, instead of writing the same code again and again, FastAPI give us dependency. Okay, so depend is like a better. Okay, the better bring data before the route runs. Okay, so here I'm going to import. Actually, I hope you got it. Sometime multiple API need the same data. Instead of writing the same code again and again, FastAPI give us the dependency. Okay, so here I'm going to use from FastAPI, I'm going to import FastAPI and depends. Depends is like a beta. The better bring the data before the route runs. Okay, and here I'm going to use from typing, I'm going to import annotation. Annotation means adding the extra information to the variable or parameter like this. Age equals, age should be in string, sorry, age should be in integer, and that is 25. Okay, so annotation means adding the extra information to a variable or parameter. Okay, after this, here I'm going to create dependency function. Okay, so here dependence dependent function, okay, whatever, dependency function. Okay, so here I'm going to define one function, get underscore current underscore user. Here I'm going to write colons. Okay, and here I'm going to return what I'm going to return in response, that is username. It should be in double quotes. Okay, username colons, and here name Johan. Okay, comma, I'm going to write role. What is the role of Johan? Johan is the admin. Okay, so Johan is the admin. So this function get underscore current underscore user. This function fetch the user. Okay, this function are used to fetch the user later. This could come from the database or a token. Okay. Okay, I forget again. What I forget? App equals to FastAPI instance. Okay guys, now I am going to use dependency function. Okay, this is our dependency function, first one. Okay, now I am going to use this function. Okay, here So I'm going to use this depend. So here I need to write user underscore dependency. Depend dependency. Okay. Here I'm going to write annotation. Annotate. I already said that annotation means adding the extra information to the variable or parameter. Okay. So here I'm going to pass dictionary. Dictionary, because I want result in a dictionary format. It is right or wrong? Annotated is right. Okay. So here I'm going to use depend. Okay. Depend equals to this function, get current user. Okay. So this is the shortcut. Okay. FastAPI will call this function get current user automatically. Now we can see here get current user. It means get current user. This function get the user data from here. Okay, username Johan and role admin. Okay, so this function get the user data from here. Okay, depend equals to get current user. Okay, sorry, this function are used to get the current data of user. Okay, and depend equals to get current user. Okay, depend tell FastAPI run this function before the route. Okay, run this function before the route. Annotation dictionary. It's mean this line tells FastAPI what type of data we expect. Okay, what type of data we expect in dictionary? Yes, we want data in dictionary. Okay, so here we expect in a dictionary. Now we are going to use dependency. Use depend use dependency in route. Okay, so here I'm going to write decorator app dot get. Here I'm going to pass me. Okay, and here I'm going to define get underscore me. This is our function name. Okay, so app dot get, this is a get API. Okay, this is the path me. Okay, here we are going to use dependency in route here. Okay, so here I'm going to define one function get me. Okay, here inside this I am going to pass user user colons what user dependency. I am going to use this user dependency. Okay, it means FastAPI inject the user into this function. Okay, I'm going to inject user by using this user dependency in this function. Okay, in user dependency what we have? Okay, we get the username and role admin. Okay, in dictionary format. Okay, so we are going to inject everything in this function. FastAPI inject the user into this function. Okay, so after this I'm going to return message colon here user found. Okay, and here user equals to here user in colon equals to user. Okay, so we did not call the function ourselves here. Okay, we just inject user into this function. I mean in this function. Okay, FastAPI inject this user in this function. Okay, so we did not call the function ourselves, and we are going to return user that user found, and user equals to user, and user equals to what? This user dependency. Okay, this one we got inject everything here. Now After this I am going to create another, okay, reuse dependency. This is also reuse dependency. Okay, so here I'm going to write, I need to copy and paste it. I just need change something. Okay, so here app.get, I need to change this path. This is a dashboard. BOARD, dashboard. Okay, and define here function name is also dashboard, not get me. Okay, and user equals to user dependency. Okay, we are going to inject this user dependency here. Okay, and return message equals to, okay, so here I'm going to return message equals to what? Return message equals to, here we can write like this, f welcome to the dashboard. Here we can write like this, welcome to the dashboard. Okay, comma, here what? I need to pass user user, this user. Okay, user equals to what? Here I'm going to pass username, this one. Okay guys, so we are going to return message welcome to the dashboard. Okay, and here username. Okay, like if username is Nidhi, and it will give you welcome to the dashboard Nidhi. Okay, here like this. Now role, here I am going to change role. Role equals to user, and here I am going to write role. Okay, now we can say, okay, we are going to run this file. Okay, response model, is this response model? No, it's this dependency. Okay, so this is the dependency.py file. Okay, so I need to copy this file name and here I am going to run. This is the file name. Okay, and this is the app instance, this one. So guys, this is the another user. Okay, this one same, you can see here, same dependency, different route. Okay, first route is this app.get me. Okay, second route this app.get dashboard. Okay, so you can say same dependency, different route, no duplicate code. Okay, here we also use user equals to user dependency, this one. Okay, and here we also use user dependency with this detail. Okay, and here we return message equals to user found and user equals to user. Okay, and here we give message welcome to the dashboard because this for dashboard route. Okay, and role equals to role. Now I am going to click on here. Okay, here I need to write docs. Okay, so you can see here, first this is the route hyphen me, get me. Okay, So here we can see this is our first route. Okay, me get me. This is the route and this is the function and get me. And we have user message, sorry, user message equals to user found and user equals to user. So here, okay, I am going to try it out. Okay, so if I am going to execute this, what we get? Username Johan and role equals to admin, because this is the get API. Okay, so that's why we got the information from the user, that is from dependency. Okay, so here you can see here get me equals to I already passed user equals to user dependency. This in user dependency what we have, username Johan and role equals to admin. Okay, and user message equals to user found. So you can see here user message equals to user found. This one, this is our first message. User equals to, sorry, message equals to user found. Okay, so message equals to user found I got in response. Okay, here I'm going to return this and same thing I got in my response. Okay, message equals to user found and here user equals to user. So what we have, user equals to user dependency. What we have in user dependency? This function get user. Okay, and here I have username and role admin. Okay, so here username, that is Johan, and role equals to admin. I hope you got it, user dependency. Now we can check with another. Okay, so here this is for our dashboard route, and dashboard is a function. Okay, so here our function name is dash, this is our dashboard route and this is the function dashboard, and here user equals to user dependency. What we have in user dependency? This function. Okay, username Johan and role and admin. Okay, role admin and username Johan. Okay, so here user equals to user dependency. What we get in message? Welcome to the dashboard. Okay, so here if we are going to use it by using try it out and then execute. Okay, what we can see here, welcome to the dashboard Johan. Okay, we got Johan here. Welcome to the dashboard user equals to username. So where should I get this user from here? Okay, user, I use this user and user dependency. This user have, I mean username should be having user dependency. Okay, you can see here username Johan in user dependency. Okay, and I got role equals to user role, that is admin, this one. Okay guys, so this is our message and user role equals to admin. I hope you got it. Okay, we got our response successfully. That's why we got 200 in response code. Okay, 200. Okay, or you can see here this is the URL. This is for local port and this is for dashboard. Okay, and similarly we have for this also. Okay, this is the URL. This is for me route. Okay, and we can see here me and dashboard. Okay, and we got 200 for both. Okay, this is for dashboard. 200 means status successful, or here also I got 200 means our status is successful. I hope you got it. User dependency, sorry, dependency. Okay, now we are going to understand this folder. Okay, PyCatch. So this is the folder created automatically. This folder created automatically by the Python. It stored the compile file to make code run faster. Okay, so Python convert code to the bytecode and save it here. Okay, you can see here we can't open. Okay, so file is not displayed in the text editor because it is either binary or uses an unsupported text encoding. Okay, so you can open by using it like any editor. Okay, so I'm not going to open it. Okay, I already checked this. Okay, so here this is that I mean this is not important. Okay, so this is the folder created automatically by the Python. It is stored the compile file to make the code run faster. Okay, Python convert code to bytecode and save it there. Okay, this folder is normal. Do not delete it manually again and again. Okay, it contain .pyc files. Okay, here you can see. And generally we, like, while you are going to put code, you are going to post code in the GitHub. Okay, so you need to ignore it. Okay, you don't need to send everything on GitHub. Okay,